Good morning, student. Again, we are at the same question of back exercise of force and laws of motion. In our previous video, we have solved till question number 5. In our live class 2, we have solved the numericals up to question number 10. So, I am again solving these questions. If any student missed the class, so here they will get all the solution in video form. Okay. So in this question number 6, a stone of 1 kg is given, velocity is also given, and distance travelled by the stone is given. It is at rest after travelling some distance. So we'll collectively write all the information together. The mass of a stone is given 1 kg. Now initial velocity is given 20 meter per second. Final velocity, as the stone comes to rest, so its final velocity will become 0. Now after travelling a distance of 50 meter, that means S is also given 50 meter. Over here, student, you can see all the units are in the standard form. That means mass is measured in kg, unit of velocity is also correct, distance is also correct. Now we need to find force, and force of friction either we can represent it by small f, or simply we can write capital F as well, because they are asking us force. Now student, if we try to construct the whole situation, so I am placing over here a stone, okay, and creating a frozen surface. Frozen surface can be compared as a ground or leveled surface. Now as we apply force on this stone, or as we thrown this stone has travelled 50 meter distance, and after travelling this distance it comes to rest. Why it came to rest? Because ground has applied force of friction that opposes the motion. Mass of stone and velocity is also given. Okay, over here we are writing it again. No matter to repeat all these things. Now student, if someone asks force, so we need to find mass and acceleration. You can see acceleration is missing over there. So we can find this acceleration with the help of third equation of motion. Okay, equation third says v square minus u square is equals to twice of as. V is equals to given 0, final velocity, and u is given 20. So we will placing 20 whole square is equals to twice of as. A is unknown over here. Okay, and value of as is 50. Now if we solve, so 0 minus 400 is equals to 100 of acceleration. Now we can solve minus of 400 divided by 100 is equals to a. This will gives us the value a is equals to minus of 4. Correct? Minus of 4, and unit of acceleration is meter per second square. Okay, so we can say this acceleration is actually retardation. Why? Because the sign of this is opposite. Okay, that acceleration is decreasing. That means the object is retarding. Because as there is frictional force applied, so acceleration is itself will become negative. Okay, because friction opposes the motion. Okay, now we apply the formula F is equals to ma. At the place of mass, we can write 1 kg or 1000 gram. It is not needed to we place 1000. If you write only 1 kg, that will be sufficient, because the unit of mass is kg only. Okay, so if you solve, it will become minus of 4000 Newton, or you will get the answer minus 4 Newton. Okay, this will correct, student. Now what is the minus sign shows here of student? Minus sign shows the direction of force is opposite to the direction of ball. okay, or direction of motion. Correct, student? I think this question is clear to you. Now moving to our next question, student. In next question, a 8000 kg engine pulls a train of 5 wagons, each of 2000 kg along a horizontal track. If the engine exerts a force of 40,000 Newton, the track offers the frictional force of 5000 Newton. So we need to calculate number 1, net accelerating force, that is capital F. Sorry, it should be written capital F. And the acceleration of train, that is small a, and the force of wagon 1 to wagon 2. Okay, that means F of 1 to 2 or 1 on 2 we can write. So we can represent like this. Okay. Now we again will try to construct the whole situation over there. We need to draw an engine, okay, and we need to connect this engine to the 5 wagons. See, to represent the wagon, I have taken this square box, but we need to have 5 wagons, so we will create 5 such square box. Okay, so this way we can complete our train. These all wagons and engines are connected. Okay, so let us suppose this is wagon 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now each wagon has mass 2000 kg. All wagons have the same weight. So can we find the together weight or combined weight of these 5 wagons? Obviously, what we'll do? We will only multiply 2000 with 5 because there are 5 wagons. So we can write the combined mass of 5 wagons are 5 into 2000, that is 10,000 kg. Correct? Now, to find acceleration force, okay, over here engine, weight of engine is separate, 8000 kg. Why, student? Because engine will apply force. The object will apply force, the mass of that object will not be counted. Now when engine apply force in forward direction, all wagons will move forward. That force of forward direction is given 40,000 Newton. But when it pulls in wagons in forward direction, the track offering a frictional force which act in the opposite direction of force. This force of friction is given 5000 Newton. Okay, so with 5000 Newton force, track is opposing the motion of wagon in moving in forward direction. So I am over here placing the direction is negative. Okay, so frictional force apply in negative direction of motion. Okay, now to find the what will be the net or resulting force by which this train will move, we need to add these two forces. Okay, so capital F is given 40,000 plus of, but frictional force is opposite in direction, so we will place negative of minus 5,000. Okay, so this will become 35,000, I think. Okay, so we can write resulting force is 35,000 Newton. Okay, student, this is that resulting force by which the train is moving ahead or moving forward. This is first part of this question is solved. Now student, moving to the second part, the acceleration of train. Okay, To find the acceleration of train, we will apply only the simple formula by second law of motion. Applied force is a product of mass into acceleration. Over here we are having a magnitude of force. We are having the mass, overall mass of 5 wagons. So we will apply over there. So student, at the place of F, we can write 35,000. Now when it comes to the value of mass, what mass we will put? Okay. So student, just remind, engine is applying force on wagon. So mass of engine will not be counted. Okay. Engine is applying 5 wagons, so we have to apply the weight of 5 wagons, mass of 5 wagons, that is 10,000 kg, and the force is 35,000. If we solve this, we will have 35 by 10 as of acceleration, that will be equal to 3.5 meter per second square. Correct? Now third and last point, force of wagon 1 to force of wagon 2. So if you understood the B part, you can easily solve the C part too, because they are only confusing. They are checking whether you are knowing the fact or not. If we want to find the force of one wagon on second wagon, so for mass of first wagon will not be counted. Engine and first wagon will not be counted. So we can over here making a partition between these first wagon and second, third, fourth and fifth wagon. Over there you can see 4 wagons are left. So mass of these 4 wagon will be counted. Okay student. So now how can we write? F of 1, 2 is equals to mass into acceleration. And what is the mass of these 4 wagon? Mass of these 4 wagons are 8,000 kg, because 4 into 2,000. So we can write 8,000 into acceleration we have already known now. Okay. So when we multiply, 3 zeros, trailing 0 will remain same. We will multiply only 8 into 3.5. Okay. This will gives us 280. Now placing the decimal at right place. So the answer will become F, force of first wagon on second wagon is 28,000 Newton. Now coming to next question. Question number 8. An automobile vehicle has mass of 1500 kg. So I am writing over here first. Mass is given 1500 kg. Now what must be the force between the vehicle and the road? So they are asking us force. Okay. And between vehicle and road. So what kind of force this will be? Which is acting between the vehicle and road? This must be a frictional force. The object will stop with the negative acceleration of 1.7 meter per second square. So I am placing over here negative sign. Okay. Why? Because it is negative acceleration given. Here student, when we apply force is equals to mass and mass into acceleration, only we need to place the value. All things are given. Solving these two values, okay, what will happen? Trailing 0 will remain same over there. We need to only multiply 15 to 17. Okay, when we multiply 15 into 17, we will have around 225. Am I correct? So placing over there, and after that what we need to do? We need to place only the decimal at right place after one digit from back. Okay student, see over here. So what will be the force? F is equals to minus of 255 Newton. Now question number 9 and 10 over here I have not solved because student it was very small. You can very easy. You can solve it by yourself. In question number 11, two objects are given, student, with the same mass, moving in a same straight line. So over here we are reconstructing the situation. Okay, two object of same mass. Okay, each of mass is 1.5 kg. Now student, second object is having the same mass. Okay, 1.5 kg. Now they are moving in the same direction, same straight line, but in opposite direction. So I suppose first object is moving in this direction towards right, second is moving in opposite direction of first, but they have the same velocity. So both I am representing as u1 and u2, both are equal to 2.5 meter per second. Correct? What will be the velocity of the combined object after collision? So now student, when they over here it is given, say they are colliding, and it is pretty obvious when the two objects are moving in opposite to each other, they will collide after some time. So when they collide, it is given they stick together, they have joined. Okay, so if they will have joined, they will have their final velocity as a whole. They both will have the same velocity because they will stick only, na? They will become now a single system on which the mass of these two objects will be added. Velocity will be remain same for both. Now if the objects are colliding, this is the simple example or simple question of law of conservation of momentum. Okay, whenever the collision words comes, that means law of conservation of momentum applies. What is the law of conservation of momentum, student? This law says the momentum will never neither created nor destroyed. Whatever the momentum was there before collision of two objects, they will have the same momentum after their collision. So we can write in the statement form too. Momentum before collision is equal to momentum after collision. Okay, if these two objects are forming a system. Before collision, how can we represent as? Momentum can be shown as mass into velocity. They are individual, student, so they will have initially individual momentum. Okay, that will be added together. And after collision, as they are combining a system, so mass of two objects will be added and they will have the final velocity as v. Okay, now we will place the value. We will place the value of first object 1.5 and first velocity, that is 2.5, plus of second object 1.5 and the velocity is 2.5. But student, just observe over here, the velocity of second object is opposite in direction. So we can write negative sign before u2. Okay, now over there in right hand side, placing the value of first mass and second mass, and the final velocity is unknown. Okay, now what will happen? When we solve 1.5 into 2.5, we will have one value, but these two values are equal and opposite, so they will cancel out each other. Now how can we find the velocity? The final velocity now become 0. That means what did we get? We are understanding when two objects are moving with the same velocity and having the same mass, after their collision they will stop themselves. Okay, they will become at rest because they have equal and opposite momentum. Now in question number 12, student, according to the third law of motion, when we push on an object, the object pushes back on us with an equal and opposite force. If the object is a massive truck parked along a roadside, it will probably not move. A student justify this by answering that the two opposite and equal forces cancel each other. Comment on this logic and explain why the truck does not move. Over here, student, the question wants to develop a very basic concept of physics over here. So I am trying to explain this by constructing a situation. I am supposing a truck, and I suppose that mass of truck is representing over here is capital M, and this mass is taken as 1000 kg. It is only example, for example, student. Okay, so that I'll make you clear what the question is saying and how does it work. Mass of truck is somewhat huge, student, correct? And the boy is pushing the truck. Okay, so we are constructing a boy too. We will draw a boy, though my drawing is not well, but you can consider this is a boy. Okay, this boy, suppose if this is a boy, so they will have mass too, है ना? So we are supposing the mass of this boy is 10 kg, correct? This is for example, student. Okay, boy is applying force on truck, so I am representing over here force of 1. As a result, the truck will also apply force on boy. Okay, because third law says there no single force exists in the world. If boy will apply boy will apply force, so truck will apply force onto him only to compensate, because every time the force will do not exist alone. Force will also comes in pair. These two forces are equal and opposite in nature by the third law. Now, what is the actual meaning of third law? If we apply second law over here, so we are knowing the magnitude of force is equal to mass and acceleration. First is the boy, so mass of a boy in acceleration gained by boy. Similarly, F2. F2 is the force by truck, so we can present over here mass of truck and acceleration of truck, the product of mass and acceleration of truck over there, capital M, capital A. Now student, over here we have supposed the masses of two objects, okay, 10 and 1000 kg. If we transpose both M one side and both A another side, so we can write like that, capital M by small m is equals to small a by capital A. Now if we place the value, what will happen? 1000 kg is divided by 10 kg is equal to small a by capital A. Zeros will cancel out. Now what is over there? 100 is equals to A by A, or we can write 100 of A is equals to small a. Now how do you read this statement, student? Over here it is showing the acceleration small a. Small a is the acceleration of a boy. So I can read this statement as acceleration of a boy is 100 times to the acceleration of truck. Are you getting the statement? That means small a is much greater than capital A. And if we compare about the capital A, okay, so if we find this for the capital A, so it will become capital A is equals to 0.001, okay, which is too small. That means if the acceleration of truck is too small, that means it will not move. If acceleration of boy is large, that means it will move in the backward direction or the direction of motion. Okay, are you getting my point? Over here we have tried to solve a very basic concept of physics, that means which is what the boy is saying, the two equal and opposite forces cancel each other. So over here we will show first force which is applied on truck. The first force which is applied on boy. Second force which is applied on truck. Though they are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction, but because they are applying in different object, these two forces are applying in different object, so they will not cancel out each other. Okay, the student has the statement they will cancel each other. So the basic concept is, when the forces are equal and opposite, but if they will apply on different object, they are not considered as balanced forces, student. Just remind this thing, balanced forces are different than the action-reaction forces. Okay, they don't cancel each other. Okay, acceleration develop, and as the object will give the greater acceleration, it will move with the greater speed. I hope it is clear to you, student. So student, this is a conceptual question, and I always try to develop a concept with the help of maths. Okay, because physics has a very close relationship with maths. I'll overall develop the concept. Okay, so I hope you have understood, your concept has developed. Okay student, I'll attach the PDF file of these videos so that to be noted down in your copy. In our next live class, we will discuss the next question. Okay student, thank you.